Hello everyone, in the next video from Flashpoint campaign Software Storm, and today we are jumping into the third tutorial and the last one, which is advanced features. So let's quickly read what that tutorial mission has to offer. First thing you can notice, starting at, we have different hour. It's 0410, which is, well, 10 past 4 a.m. Same date, of course. So that's a slight difference than in those two previous tutorials. Next, this is a 4-hour scenario, which is also different because our previous scenarios were 4 hours long. Map is exactly the same. The scenario has a total of approximately 63 units combined. Okay, that's also a difference. You can see that we've started with 24 units, then 40 units in the second tutorial, and in the third tutorial it's 63 units. Now, quick brief. Tutorial 3, advanced features. Please go to the help menu and open the field manuals folder and then open FM blah 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 blah. Okay, that's what we know. Yeah, sure. In this third tutorial scenario, we will cover many of the advanced features added to the force you commanded in the last two tutorials. These additional factors will need to be understood and utilized in order to accomplish your new mission. This tutorial assumes you have learned the basic and intermediate game skills from tutorial 1 and tutorial 2, and will focus on the advanced features of the game engine in greater detail. And that's the funny information. I think that's one of the funniest information I've ever seen in games, to be honest. So let's read it. Warning: this tutorial scenario is, as noted in the tutorial guide, is nearly impossible to win. Yeah, once again, is nearly impossible to win. It is designed that way for a number of learning opportunities. Please don't feel you have failed if things suddenly fall apart. Yeah, that's really funny. So, developers assumed that, well, let's make the third tutorial almost impossible to win. Why not? So that's a great motivation, and you will see how hard it really is. You will see that. I can guarantee that we will lose. So don't expect that we will complete that mission successfully. Okay, your mission, Commander, during the night. That's the difference. The Soviets retreated from the Bad Dürkheim area. They have blown numerous bridges to slow any counterattack and pursuit. The Soviets have also in the past couple of hours have launched a small number of short-range nuclear SSMs, which stands for short, well, short world missile. That's okay, never mind. Of concern in this sector is one that struck Schwenningen an hour or so ago. Okay, so that means that some nuclear strike has occurred on the map. You are ordered to keep your forces south of the site and out of the contamination and radiation from the strike. Your mission is to use the supplied engineering assets to clear any obstacles and bridge the river south of Bad Dürkheim and take out the Soviet forces setting up a hasty defense in the area of Trossingen. You will have access to both on-map fires from tube artillery and off-map. Oh, that's a typo. And off-map MLRS, in addition to your air support. MLRS stands for multiple uh, rocket system, multiple launcher rocket system, as far as I remember correctly. Basically, HIMARS, if you know, you know. You are to launch your operation immediately. Another typo, by the way. Intelligence reports say the Soviets are using heavy jamming and have many aircraft in the area for operational use. Plan accordingly. Great, so we are supposed to perform offensive action, but we don't have airspace control, and electronic warfare is uh, definitely heavy problem for us since they are jamming a lot. You will see that, by the way. I can say that the command cycle will be very long for us, but you will see it soon. At your disposal are a handful of armored scout sections, how lovely, M3s and scout troops, yep, same as in previous tutorials. Two platoons of M1A1 tanks, a section of self-propelled mortars, two headquarters units in support. Added to your force are, okay, two sections of Stinger manpads. So basically, again, two Stingers as in tutorial second, anti-aircraft missiles, a platoon of SPAG gun air defense system. So far, I haven't experienced that particular unit is of great value. A scout helicopter section, two attack helicopter section H-SWAN with rockets and ATGMs, Cobras, well-known Cobras, but well, again, quite useless if we don't have airspace control, and enemy air defense is definitely way more superior than ours. Two close air support CAS sections of A-10s, off-map and on-call, by same story as in case of Cobras. You've already seen in tutorial 2 that they were almost obliterated completely. Only one A-10 survived and only one successful attack was performed. Two general engineering platoons. Engineers are supposed to remove obstacles and also clear minefields. Two engineering short span bridging vehicles. So as name implies, they are supposed to just put a bridge, remote bridge. Well, there is no bridge. The I don't know, like, the concrete one or whatever. Two fist observation vehicles and one GSR vehicle. So yeah, well, kind of scout units. One is radar. Well, in fact, I think both are radars. So GSR stands for ground surveillance reconnaissance or radar. Ground surveillance radar might be like that, yeah. So yeah, both radars, both emitting, but both great if you are able to put them on the high ground and scan the area. Uh, Three batteries of M109 self-propelled howitzers, 24 tubes of 155 millimeter, and that's wow, that's a lot of tubes, a lot, believe me. And three batteries of MRLS, okay, rocket launchers located off map. So yeah, we have three batteries of M109 on map and also three batteries of rocket launchers located off map. So that would be it. Let's jump into the mission. All settings same as previously, and let's see. Colonel Reynolds, welcome to the tutorial third advanced feature scenario. You are commanding NATO forces and have 8 hours, 8 hours to accomplish the mission described in your scenario briefing. Your forces are composed of 11 groups of units, extensive descriptions of which are found in the operations, people and logistics, and fire support staff reports. Information about the opposing forces are available from the Intel staff report. You may now drag and drop your starting units to any group setup hex, subject to the usual stacking limits. You are responsible for a total of 15 Recce, 5 Hilo, 11 tanks, 13 APCs, 16 HQs, 8 engineers, 8 air defense, 35 self-propelled artillery, 20 utility, 8 depots, and 4 air sub-units worth 5,609 victory points. Remember, these assets are all but irreplaceable. And good luck. Okay, so those are our units, but now the first thing, you can see that our cycle, command cycle is extremely long. It's 36 minutes. So that means that for the 36 minutes we cannot adjust our orders at all, which means that if we plan something wrong, if our units are supposed to do something which they shouldn't because we've decided to do that, and the situation on the battlefield has changed, that means that we won't be able to modify quickly enough. And that's a big problem, big issue. Of course, you have to plan ahead, uh, greatly ahead, as you can see, because it's 36 minutes. But that's definitely a problem. Though on the enemy side, it's also 27 minutes, so it's comparable. But yeah, keep that in mind. Another problematic factor is that airspace control, strong Warsaw Pact. which means that all of our air assets are quite useless. What's more, our ground units are also in great danger because we don't have control of airspace, which means that probably enemy will try to use multiple air assets to harass our units. And since we don't have too many units on the ground, that's gonna be a big problem. So that would be it. Another thing, you can see that we have smoke here, and also the under the smoke you can see that yellow octagon here on the border, which means that's the contaminated area. So basically, the whole city has been demolished by the nuclear attack. I think it was just a tactical nuclear rocket bomb, since the area contamination area isn't great. So probably that was the tactical missile. Uh, Another thing, you can see that all bridges are destroyed. They are marked as those red X's, crossings, whatever. They are almost all destroyed. The only bridge which is left intact is that one and that one. So in fact, two bridges. Well, three and four even. So we could potentially avoid using our uh, bridges, that particular unique American engineer squad, one bridge short span. We could avoid using them, uh, but as we've read in the scenario briefing, we are supposed to attack through Bad Dürkheim and then capture Tuningen, Weikheim, and I think that's it, Trossingen. Will we do that? No, we won't. Because if we do that, you can see that there's a one giant problem with such an attack. Sure, we can capture Bad Dürkheim. Sure, maybe there is some chance to capture Tuningen if we move south and keep our units in on the low ground. But you can see that's the area here, here, everywhere here. That's one giant open field. There is no way we can just move our units unnoticed and get close enough to put some pressure on our enemies. There's no way. What's more, since airspace is controlled by the Warsaw Pact, if we put our units on that open field everywhere or anywhere, they will be they will be demolished. I mean, our units will be demolished by enemy air support, and that's true. Uh, well, the situation is as it is, so we need to figure out something else. I don't want to push through the open field south. I think I will focus mainly on trying to capture Trossingen. You can see also that Tuningen and Weikheim, they are both worth of 1000 points in total, and Trossingen alone is worth of 2000 points. So I think we will, instead of moving south and east through Bad Dürkheim, we will go north through Dauchingen and try to capture Trossingen. You can see that there is a lot of cover. There is also that smoke cover from nuclear attack. In fact, that smoke will disappear throughout the mission, but still, that's a great amount of cover for the beginning at least. Then we have the low ground. We have a lot of forestry area, some ravines, rivers. I think, well, sure, if they set up defense somewhere there, we will be obliterated. Uh, but that's the only plan which comes to my mind, and I think I will try to stick to that plan and execute it. Of course, that's another problem that in real life, I don't think anybody would give us an order to perform offensive action when we are outnumbered, we don't have airspace control, and electronic warfare is definitely not on our favor. With so many units or with so few units, we would be supposed just to defend and maybe perform small counterattacks at most. I don't think anybody would expect us to perform the full blow offensive. There is no way. I think also the Ukrainian conflict proved that you don't have airspace control. You don't have enough units. Well, in case of Ukrainians, they had enough units, but still, no airspace control. There is no way that you can perform proper offensive action unless you have huge amount of lag. And well, that happens on the battlefields. Sure, we in history we had multiple battles which were won just because of luck. But anyway, let's start putting our units, and I'm wondering from what unit I should start. We have couple of them. Also, now it's quite dark. You can see that it's dawn. It's cloudy and visibility is 10,000. Low overcast. Uh, not small wind. So yeah, it's dawn. Soon it should be a day, so everything will be nicely visible. But for now it's dawn. So I think I will start first with my scout. No, I won't make a mistake as in tutorial second. I will start with my scout sections and then I will jump into my Kiowa because they are both reconnaissance type, so I don't want to edit uh, orders too many times. So let's start with my reconnaissance section. SOP, the default one, preferred standard range 1, tactical initiative, generous, acceptable losses moderate. I would say substantial. There is no other choice. We are in offensive. We have to do that. Sorry, guys. Maximum range, relocate, never. For now, movement preference roads, disembark, 0 from end of path. There is really no reason since we mostly use Bradleys either way. Those cavalry scouts, uh, they are not that great. They are lightly equipped, not so many weapons available. So I think we have only one M16 rifle, one M249, so one 40mm grenade launcher, and then three M72 lows, and that's about it. So we mostly rely on our Bradleys. Okay, we can close it. Our carriers when empty, support passengers. Sure, resupply trigger 25%. Well, I think we will decrease it 15%. Readiness. Yeah, same 20. In fact, in case of scout sections, that key ammo, like even if we use all of our TOS, it's still like the key ammunition level, which you can see here, will drop down to I don't know like 80% only. So yeah, okay. I think everything looks good to me, so apply to all units of same type, and also that included our scout helicopter and also our reconnaissance units here. Okay, so that's fine. So now we can modify our reconnaissance units SOP. Let's start with GSR, which is. Do we have any interesting unit about that? Uh, interesting unit, interesting information. That's a ground search radar. Detect 8,000 meters, classified 2,000. Optical low magnification visible spectrum, blah blah blah. Systems, command and control radio system, infinite command range, recon platform, amphibious unit. Okay, so that's and we can select line of sight, and you can see already that's quite massive. Look at that. If we place that on top of that hill, this is really impressive, I have to admit. Or here. Here not really, it's because it's blocked by those hilly area out there. Okay, so I'm thinking where I should put it. Just clicking randomly at different places just to find the proper place for it. Mm, well, yeah, for now, probably I would like to place them maybe here. Yeah, here we could see a lot. But since I'm focusing on that northern approach, I could move it here maybe. If I could make it down there, that would be great, but it's quite a bold move. Okay, anyway, first let's edit SOP. Let's select the default one, tactical initiative generous, acceptable moderate, preferred standoff range. Well, 2 hexes, like a kilometer from, I think, at least 4. There's no reason to stay that close. Of course, refuse fire, but well, it doesn't apply. Relocate when after receiving any fire or direct fire. Yeah, after receiving direct fire. Movement preference for now, roads. Rest doesn't really apply, and let's apply it to this unit only. Boom, that's done. Yeah, I'm aware of that. That's the boring part of the video, but it is what it is. That's how that game works. Another one. That's the OP1. That's the American Reconnaissance Subunit, and that's a different vehicle. That's a Feast. What's the difference? That's also radar. It has some weapons though, but not very useful to be honest. Okay, it has way more different sensor. It has also thermal imager sights, which is nice, especially in the night. But the night will end soon, so and a couple of interesting systems. Let's take a look at the line of sight. If we place it here, you can see it's definitely lower, but we have 2 of them, and I think I would like to see them way closer to the front line, so they will move north with rest of our units. Of course, in the night they can't see too much, but during the day they should be able. So I would like to see at least one of them on that hill there. Why not? It could work quite nicely. At least some kind of support. Okay. So that would be it. Did I edit SOP by the way? No, I didn't. So let's edit it. Default preferred standoff range 2 hexes. Let's increase it to 3. Tactical initiative generous, acceptable losses fine. Fire discipline. No, refuse fire. There's no point to fire from 7.62 at all. Unless hold until fired on, we could no refuse fire. There is no point to do that. Relocate when after receiving direct fire. Movement preference for now road, of course. Rest doesn't apply, so let's apply it to this unit only. Boom. And now, uh, where is my second OP2? Okay, here you are, and let's do pretty much the same. 3 hexes, refuse fire after receiving direct fire, movement, roads. Boom. Perfect. Let's close it. That's done. And last of reconnaissance type unit is our Kiowa. So let's edit it. Default preferred standoff range 6 hexes here. Tactical initiative generous. Acceptable losses moderate. Well, it's only 1 unit, so fire discipline refuse fire, but it doesn't apply though. Relocate when after receiving any fire or while enemy spotted. No, after receiving any fire. Uh, Preference concealment and rest doesn't apply. Okay, applied only to that unit, so that's done. What's next? Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Maybe our Cobras might don't have any plan for them, but let's modify. Tactical initiative. I think I would like generous though, and acceptable losses minimal. Yeah, let's keep it as it is. Preferred standoff range. 3 hexes. Maximum range. Fire discipline, yes. Relocate after receiving any fire. Yes, that's correct. Uh, Movement preference concealment. Yes, that's correct also. Okay. Resupply trigger 25%. Mm, we have to decrease it. Let's decrease it down to 10% and readiness. Readiness can be 25, but resupply trigger definitely 10%. And yeah, I think that's a good point since most of that key ammunition, which is, well, basically indicator for that trigger, is based on our medium heavy explosive rocket rounds, which is LUA 61. So yeah, I think decreasing down to 10% is a good idea. So they will stay in battle for longer, and they can still use TOWs or 20 millimeter gun. Okay, that would be it. Let's see. Everything looks good. I think so. Yeah. And in that case, I think we can apply to all units of same type. Boom. Lovely. Proceed. And that would be. Did I edit though? Did I edit default one or no? The default one looks good. Okay. So that's it. FARP. Of course, we don't need to edit anything in case of FARP. Next, let's see. We have SPAG. We have SAMs. We have engineers. Squads. Uh, we have what else? We have bridges. We have mortar section. We have HQs, and we have our self-prepared batteries, which are called here self-prepared artillery company, but in case of artillery, we call them batteries. And we have three, six, and eight. Okay, let's close it for now. Okay, so let's maybe set up our sums for now. In general, air defense units. I don't understand why it's called section, and when you click on the engineers, it's squad, and it's almost the same size. So you have one pioneers and one vehicle, and in case of our Stinger team, it's also one vehicle and one Stinger team, which is basically only one Stinger with 4 rounds, and it's called section. It's, in my opinion, it should be also squad. There's like no reason to call it a section, but whatever. So let's edit SOP for our sum one. Preferred send of range 3 hexes. Yeah, sure. Tactical initiative generous, acceptable losses moderate. Fire discipline, maximum range, relocate when after receiving direct fire. Or, well, never. I don't want you to relocate. Movement preference for now, roads, passengers disembark, 0, hexes from end of path, and carriers height nearby, and resupply trigger 0 this time. That's crucial for me. And let's apply it to all units of same type. Boom. Lovely. Now we can think of editing SPAG, default one. So preferred standoff range is 3 hexes. I think we'll decrease it to 2 though. Fire discipline maximum range, relocate never. That's all good. Rest doesn't apply and apply to this unit only. Boom. Though I could think of resupply trigger at, in that case it can be 25 or maybe 10%. Boom. Okay, that's done. Now the support role. Let's make sure what's support role because I don't. Okay, so the artillery is also support role. So if I apply some SOP for the my engineering platoon squad, will it also apply to my artillery? Okay, I don't think so. Guys, HQ is also support role. Tank is main effort role, so I think it shouldn't affect it. I think no, it shouldn't because it's based on not role but type, as far as I remember. Am I correct? Let's see. Uh, Edit SOP. Yeah, so the scout section is of reconnaissance unit, and if you click on our scout heli, it's also reconnaissance. Okay, so that's based on type, not role. Fair enough. So let's edit SOP for our engineers. Default. Preferred standoff range, sure. 3 hexes, that's fine. Tactical initiative and acceptable losses, all good. Fire discipline. Hold until fired on. What you have at your disposal? You have only M16 rifle, 2 times 7.62 millimeters ARs, and hand grenade. Yeah, so hold. Yeah, hold until fired on. Track is 50 cal. Fine. Relocate when? After receiving any fire. Movement. I think roads for now. Passengers disembark at range 1 from end of path. No. 0. Carriers hide nearby. And apply to all units of same type. Boom. Yeah. So that also includes bridges. That's fine. Let's quickly take a look at the bridges. Or at the bridge. Or engineer squad with the bridge. And default, do you have any weapon? Yeah, you have pioneers and you have 2 M35 trucks. I'm wondering about one thing. So that's also called squad, despite the fact it has 2 half trucks. And well, are those half trucks or just trucks? Uh, those are only wheeled vehicles, so they are not half trucks. And 2 Pioneer squad, and they are called squad. That should be a section, and that should be a squad. Yeah. Okay, so that's correct. That's a squad. That should be a section, to be honest. So yeah, it's or maybe I might be completely wrong. So either way, for me it does make sense, but that's okay. Uh, okay, so well, I was supposed to slightly modify it. Hold on, fired on. Preferred send of range free after receiving kind of fire. Sure. Uh, yeah, I think it's all good. They are not supposed to fight. They are supposed to enable our other forces to fight. So that's it. What's left? For sure, tank platoon is left, HQs are left, and artillery is left. What about that? Okay, self-propelled artillery unit. I'm checking the type, and that's also self-propelled artillery unit. So first, let's modify SOP for the tank platoon. Default. Tactical initiative generous. Acceptable losses, well, minimal, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. Preferred standoff range. 2 hexes, at least 2 kilometers from the target. I think that's the way to go. Or maybe, hmm, we might fight quite close to the enemies in that area. So maybe that standoff range of 1 hex is fine. Fire discipline maximum range, relocate. I'm sorry guys, but never. Movement preference for now roads, and rest doesn't really apply. Resupply trigger at 25%. Hmm. Let's decrease it down to 10. Yeah. And apply to all units of same type. That's all. That also includes, unfortunately, our HQs. So let's quickly modify SOPs for our HQs. Uh, Default acceptable losses moderate, tactical initiative generous, preferred standoff range, even 3 hexes this time. Fire discipline. Well, maximum range, sure. What we have? We have 1 Abrams. Okay, yeah. Or maybe hold until fired on. No, maximum range, that's fine. Relocate, never. I want to manage it manually. Movement preference roads, all good. So let's apply it to only that unit. That was our uh, ACR Troop HQ, which is Tank HQ section. Uh, and now let's modify for our Tank HQ company, which is Squadron HQ. Let's edit it. Take a look at default acceptable losses. Yeah, minimal, that's fine. Well, oh, okay, I think I made a mistake. Let's take a look. Inspect that unit. Well, come on. Switch to, yeah. Acceptable losses minimal. Right, that should be substantial. My mistake. I hopefully didn't make that mistake for my scout sections, but probably I did. So, that's bad. Mm, okay, let's quickly edit it. Yeah, yeah, that's very bad. Okay, click. That's fine. So let's modify SOP for our HQ quickly. Acceptable losses, minimal. Preferred send of range 3 hexes, maximum range, relocate never. Blah blah blah. Rest is fine. Let's close it quickly and take a look at my scouts. Okay, I keep it as moderate. That's fine. That's really fine. I could say it's substantial, but since my relocate after taking any loss. Wait a sec. Why is default? I've modified that. Come on, game. Game, come on. What's wrong with you? Did I misclick something by accident? Why it's not there? Checking other units. I think all other units looks good. Did I click on something by accident? No way. Please, game, come on. No, that looks good for them. Why is that default? Yeah, it's... Huh. Or maybe I forgot to do that? No, I think I clicked on it. Okay, looks like I will have to modify that manually, which is not great because it's damn boring. But, well, it is what it is. Okay, so I'll have to edit that manually, unfortunately. I don't know how that happened. And our tank platoon is fine, fortunately. Okay. 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 And what about our OP2? Okay, that's all good. Okay, so we have to modify SOP again for our scout sections and also for our artillery. That's basically what's left. Well, we have also, what's that? That's the headquarter platoon. I think that's for, yeah, that's the HQ for our self-propelled artillery. You can see that we have battery A, battery B, and battery C. And also one of those reconnaissance unit is assigned to that HQ. It's good to know. Uh, MLRS. That's all. Okay. Oh, that's yeah, that's quite mistake. I thought that it's engineers are under MLRS. Okay, fine. So you have also one, two, and three batteries of MLRS. It's fine. We also have HQ somewhere. I don't think it is somewhere available, but we don't see it. I think it's off map. Yeah, it's 5 kilometers west of map. Okay, anyway. Yeah, you can see that now that spotlight, that order of battle is quite important to see where each unit belongs to which HQ. Of course, you can modify it. You can assign, for example, that A battery to ACR troop HQ or direct to squadron HQ. But yeah, that's quite important to monitor it and to check it and to know where each unit belongs to. Oh wow, that's already a long video. I'm thinking about finishing it right now, and in the next video I will go back to SOP for my artillery batteries, and then I think we will start plotting some movement orders and planning what to do. Yeah, I think that episode is already too long, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. I know that it's quite boring, but it is what it is. It's not the most exciting part of that game, of that tool. So yeah, you can skip it if you want. Uh, but in the next video, I think we will see a bit more action, or maybe, well, not really, because we need to plot all those movement orders. Anyway, once again, thank you and see you in the next video. Goodbye.